Alright, so what are we trying to fix today? We are trying to fix my quad that howls like a banshee. A little over mid throttle. It just starts, it's like a tuning fork. So, risk of blowing your eardrums out. I guess I can edit this, the audio, afterwards, because I don't think I can do it in Blackbox here with volume. So, but anyway, here we go. Okay, the video's not playing very well. I don't know why. But as we can see as we scroll through, right here, on pitch, we get a really, really bad oscillation as we come to the mid-throttle. And it's like not even like a little bit. I mean, it is really bad. Let's see if we can get this part to play. I don't know why Blackbox has been weird for me lately. Maybe it's just, oh, my videos are like too high of bit rate or something, but on the way up. So, yeah, this right here, not great. I mean, the D terms accentuate, but it's not just like, look at the motors here. They kind of go crazy as I cross mid-throttle. Man, like hardcore crazy. And so why is that happening? I don't run a gyro low-pass filter, so that's part of it. I also have relatively high PIDs. Didn't make this with stock filtering, so I know it's a filtering or like a PID issue. And so we'll go through it one more time here. And you can hear it here too. It's singing. So as I make that turn, like that, it's like a tuning fork. It's kind of crazy. So the question is why? And so the first thing we do is we go look at, well, we can see that it's on pitch. Not really. It's like it's happening on roll, but I think that is like a resonant, like it's happening on pitch, and that's affecting roll. I think. I could be wrong there. And so if we look at the gyro, and we look at the frequencies, oh, what's this? That is a ton of noise at, let's see, what is that? 460 hertz. Okay, so why is our RPM filter not picking that up? So to answer that question, we go to the frequency versus throttle waterfall graph. Okay, and if we go look at the raw gyro, it's loading. Okay, so this is our motor noise band here. This is a mid-throttle oscillation in general. Like, I don't know if this is like causing this here. I haven't determined that yet. And then there's a little bit of noise here, but that's not a big deal. It's this. This here is singing. It's so loud. And it's definitely negatively affecting flight performance. My motors aren't coming down hot, but we need to get rid of this noise. And so if we look at the raw gyro and compare it to the gyro, so this is what happens before my filters. This is the motor band. As I increase the throttle, the frequency goes up of the motors. And so if we look at the after filtering, it's loading, sorry. Okay, the motor noise is murdered. However, this is getting left behind. And normally, with stock Betaflight, you would have, are we connected? We're not connected. You would have this is my current setup. I don't have any gyro low-pass filters. So if I enable them, there's normally a filter, a dynamic filter, that would eat that right up for me. And then actually this low-pass would get cleaned right up. And even when people slide it over to 2, it would still pretty much get picked up because it is at, it's basically, actually I don't want to look there, I want to look at the raw. And that's roll. I'm stupid. And it is happening on roll too, but I think it's coming from pitch. So it's starting right around 450 hertz. And it's ending up, so from 450 to, I mean 500 is probably too high, 450 to 490, we could call it 440 to 500. And so that would normally be like this would pick that right. I mean, I guess I don't know how good one low pass would do at 2, but if we were down at the stock filtering here, you've got basically your bases covered twice. And so we need to target that. I like to have this off. I like to have these off. I'm going to continue to have those off. And I'm going to try to get it with a notch. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, center frequency. So if we did so we said 450 to 500, so 475 would be the center, with a 25 on either side. Let's try it. So 475 with a 25 hertz. Wait, cutoff. Center and cutoff. This doesn't work how I thought it did. I thought it was an offset. So it wants the center and the cutoff? Do I not understand how that works properly? Center and the cutoff. Okay. So we'll set... So the center's at 475, and the cutoff will make 500. Okay. What? Okay, so is it the lower cutoff? How does this work? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how thick you want it. I'm pretty sure that's how thick you want it. Let's go find out if our quad freaks out or not. Okay. I think that will take care of us. Not 100% sure. And it's my understanding that a notch filter is less latent. But if that if that resonance moves somewhere, it's just going to miss it forever. Whereas a low pass would just knock everything out. But I think a low pass is too much. I think I can get it with a notch filter. So we're going to go ahead and save this. So yeah, this didn't work out great. So it died because there was I'll show you in a second why, but. So basically, the filter doesn't work like I thought it did. And I realized that because I clicked here, and I saw my gyro notch center was where I set it, but the cutoff, yeah, it was kind of like I thought how it worked. So it's not like I want 25 hertz on each side. You pick the lower bound. It's labeled horribly. It should just say lower bound, but it doesn't. So I was filtering out the noise of everything, and which included actual movement of the quad, so it couldn't correct itself. Yeah, like I was filtering out actual movement and telling it that it wasn't movement. So we're going to go fix that real fast. We go back to the bid tuning, yep. Go back to my filters. Okay, so actually I probably could look at the tooltip, yeah. The filter is symmetrical. The center frequency is the center of the filter, and the cutoff frequency is where the notch starts. So it's the lower bound. They should have called it the lower bound. The lower bound would have been way easier. And we will do for, what do we say? 50? We'll do 445. And 445 to 500 starting point at least. It's not a huge notch, so hopefully it doesn't add a bunch of latency. And one more quick test here. Hopefully this will get us all sorted. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. And I'm just gonna leave the Blackbox log. I'm not gonna clear it again. That takes too much time. Okay, guys, welcome back. And so now this time, we set up the filter correctly. Sorry, just getting Betaflight going here. Cool. So now, if we look at the video here, much cleaner. No howling, no freaking out. If we look at the gyro and pitch, This is our motor noise right here. This is me squashing whatever was up there with that dynamic notch. Yeah, right. So this is the unfiltered gyro data, but this still has less amplitude, because what was happening is you kind of get a feedback loop. Whenever you have like resonance with noise, especially if the motors are trying to fix it and they're a little bit behind, or it's a noise, it's like electrical noise, it's like not even actually there. What ends up happening is it tries to fight the noise, and then that creates more noise. So there's less amplitude here, and if we look frequency versus throttle, sort of the mark that gets left here is much less. And so if we look at the actual gyro data instead of the gyro scale data, we should see that getting pretty much squashed completely. Oh, we're on roll. My bad. Sorry. It's gone. And so even like, I guess that's the trick, is the raw gyro is what you're hearing, right? And the reason the raw gyro before filtering is sort of smaller after we add more filtering before the filter, that's not like, yeah, it's basically that you're seeing the end of a feedback loop. So yeah, it seems like that sort of fixed us up.